Grails is an open-source web application framework that reduces repetitive and cumbersome tasks in web development. In this video, we will see a brief history of Grails and what's new in Grails 3.0, its latest version. Grails was started as Groovy on Grails with the intention of being a highly productive framework for Java platform. What started as a Spring Hibernate site mesh wrapper has transformed into a RAD framework that supports various application profiles. Object Computing Incorporated or OCI became the new home for Grails on April 9, 2015. With multiple versions, the framework has evolved continuously with great features for developers. Grails 3.0 is its latest version that can be considered as one of the milestones in the evolution of Grails. So what has Grails 3.0 got new? Here are the top 8 updates that make developers' life easy in development. Spring Boot under the hood. Gradle is de-facto build tool. Application profiles. Configuration of plugin lifecycle events. Traits to add dynamic behavior. Project structure changes. Application configuration. Spring way of request reception. Let's discuss briefly these 8 updates. Spring Boot under the hood. Grails has been completely rewritten under the hood, utilizing Spring Boot as its own delivery vehicle. It eliminates boilerplate code and lengthy configuration steps, which in turn decreases the ramp-up time for a project. This offers plenty of options that can be associated with Spring-based applications including actuator integration, Fat Java Archive, Starter POMs, Spring 4.1. Gradle is de-facto build tool. Gradle is one aspect that is not new to Grails. There is already a Gradle plugin for older Grails version, though which now seems obsolete given that Gradle is the native build system for 3.0. The learning curve for using Gradle to create Grails 3.0 applications is negligible, as the DSL used for adding dependencies, repositories is almost similar to build config.groovy, which in turn has been removed completely from Grails 3.0. Application profiles. Profiles are a cool new feature of Grails, and is completely different concept compared to Spring Boot profile. It allows you to move away from the traditional boundaries of web apps and WAR files to building standalone runnable Java archive and micro web applications. Plugins lifecycle events. The main class application.groovy extends Grails auto configuration class, which in turn implements Grails application lifecycle interface, and provides default implementation for the lifecycle event methods such as do with Spring, do with dynamic methods, do with application context, on config change, on startup and on shutdown. These methods were available to plugins only in earlier versions of Grails. Traits to add dynamic behavior. The core API has been rewritten using Groovy Traits feature. The good thing with traits is that these are compatible with static compilation, thus there is no runtime overhead when using it. Project structure changes. There are slight changes in the file structure due to a complete ground-up rewrite of Grails. Some of the changes are due to the framework Spring Boot and some are due to the Gradle build tool. Java Groovy sources, test class locations, URL mappings.groovy and bootstrap.groovy have been moved to new destinations. Application configuration. Inspired by Spring Boot, the default config file now is application.yml. YAML is a superset of JSON and is platform independent. A lot of frameworks have started using YAML as their default format for specifying application configuration. Application.yml is the default configuration file. The purpose of config.groovy is served by application.groovy file. Data source.groovy is moved to application.yml/application.groovy. The logging configuration has been moved to either of these. Logback is the default logging framework used by Grails 3.0. Spring way of request interception. Grails 2.x style filters are deprecated in Grails 3.x. It's a good news for those who want to migrate their project from Grails 2.x. They can reuse the old filters for the time being. Grails 3.x has introduced a new artifact interceptor which implements interceptor traits. You can leverage the power of compile static annotation in interceptors for optimized performance, as interceptor/filters are invoked for every request. interceptors are placed in Grail app/controller folder, which is not the case with filter artifacts. These are the brief details of the top 8 updates in Grails 3.0. If you wish to know more about Grails 3.0 or updating your plugins, you may download our white paper or get in touch with our experts. We are keen to know your ideas. Thanks for watching.